If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed changes in how your body feels or performs, especially in those intimate moments, you're not imagining it. Maybe you felt a drop in sensitivity, a struggle to stay firm, or just a quiet loss of confidence that creeps in and sticks around. These shifts can feel frustrating, even embarrassing, but you are far from alone. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and after nearly 2 decades in men's health, I've worked with thousands of men who thought their best years were behind them. But here's the good news. Nature still has a few tricks up its sleeve, and one of them might be sitting in your cabinet right now. I'm talking about castor oil. Yes, that thick golden oil you've heard your grandmother talk about, the same one that's been used for centuries for everything from joint pain to digestive support. But today, we're diving into a use for castor oil that most people, especially men, have never considered: rejuvenating circulation, restoring sensitivity, softening internal scar tissue, calming inflammation, and nourishing the skin in your most private area. This is real, it's safe, and I've seen it work wonders for men who are ready to give up. In this video, I'll walk you through the 5 biggest benefits of castor oil for men over 60, and then I'll show you exactly how to use it safely, effectively, and consistently. You'll learn the science behind how it works, the stories of real men who've used it, and the crucial step that most people skip, one that could make or break your results. So if you're looking for a natural way to feel stronger, more connected, and more confident, stay with me. This might just be the solution you didn't know you needed. Let's start with the foundation of everything: blood flow. Because without healthy, steady circulation, nothing else functions the way it should. 1. Castor oil boosts blood flow where men need it most. I remember a man named Alan. He was 68, quiet, and clearly uncomfortable even being in my office. He didn't even want to sit down. After a few minutes, he finally looked up and said, "It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't." He wasn't talking about desire. He was talking about his ability to respond, to feel alive, firm, capable, like himself. Alan's story is like so many others. With age, blood vessels lose flexibility. Nitric oxide drops. Arteries narrow. And the result? Poor circulation to the area that matters most when it comes to performance. And it doesn't always happen suddenly. It sneaks up gradually until you realize one day that things just don't feel right anymore. It contains a fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, which has been shown in several studies to improve local blood flow by opening up capillaries and encouraging oxygen-rich circulation right where you apply it. When massaged into the lower abdomen and groin area, especially with a little warmth, castor oil penetrates the skin and encourages blood to flow freely again. Not forcefully, not artificially, just naturally. Many men feel a subtle warmth within minutes, a sign that circulation is returning. Over time, this can restore those spontaneous, unexpected moments that remind you your body still works. Alan started applying castor oil 3 times a week. After 4 weeks, he looked lighter, like something had shifted. And when I asked how things were going, he just smiled and said, "I'm back." Let's keep going because blood flow is just the start. There's another hidden problem most men over 60 are dealing with, and they don't even know it. I'm talking about scar tissue. 2. It helps dissolve internal plaque and scar tissue. If you've ever noticed a curve that wasn't there before, or a pulling sensation during intimacy, or even a feeling that you've lost size over time, it might not be in your head. It might be internal fibrosis, scar tissue that builds up from years of small injuries, tension, or inflammation. I had a patient named Joe, a 72-year-old retired truck driver, who told me, "It doesn't feel right. It's tighter. There's a bend. And it's not comfortable anymore." Joe had what I suspected were early Peyronie's-like symptoms, even though he'd never heard of it. The truth is, as men age, small traumas, whether from sports, injuries, repetitive motion, or even just everyday friction, can lead to collagen buildup under the skin. This hardened tissue reduces flexibility, causes discomfort, and interrupts natural blood flow. Now here's the exciting part. Castor oil is one of the few natural substances that has shown promise in softening fibrotic tissue. Its molecular structure allows it to penetrate deep into skin layers, helping the body gradually dissolve the collagen that makes up internal plaque. With time and consistency, men like Joe have noticed changes, not overnight, but real progress. I recommended he apply castor oil with gentle massage and warmth every other night. By week 6, the tightness had eased, the bend had softened, and his words were, "I feel more like myself again." That's powerful. 3. Reduces inflammation and restores comfort. Let's talk about inflammation. It's silent, it's slow, and it steals comfort without making much noise. Men come into my office saying things like, "It just feels off," or "It's not pain exactly, but there's this burning, this tightness." Sound familiar? That's often low-level inflammation in the pelvic and genital tissues, and it can create a world of discomfort that never quite goes away. Castor oil has been used for centuries for its anti-inflammatory properties. The ricinoleic acid in it helps reduce cytokines, those inflammatory signals your body sends out in response to stress or injury. When you apply it to the lower abdomen, base, and shaft area, especially with a warm compress, it works almost like a deep tissue calming agent. I had one gentleman, Marcus, age 66, who told me, "It's like my body's relaxing again." He didn't even realize how much tension he'd been carrying until it started to lift. Less inflammation means more flexibility, better blood flow, and fewer interruptions to healing. And when that inflammation drops, something amazing starts to happen. Your body becomes responsive again. Which leads us to perhaps the most emotional benefit of all, sensation. 4. Restores nerve sensation and intimacy. You can have all the firmness in the world, but if you don't feel it, what's the point? One of the most common complaints I hear, though it takes men a while to admit, is loss of sensitivity. I can still perform, they say, but it doesn't feel the same. And that makes sense. Over time, reduced blood flow and chronic inflammation can dull the tiny nerve endings that control pleasure and sensation. Medications, surgeries, diabetes, even tight clothing over the years can contribute to this issue. But those nerves aren't dead. They're just asleep. Castor oil, through its warming and anti-inflammatory effects, helps stimulate the environment those nerves need to come back to life. In some early studies, it's even been explored for use in peripheral nerve healing. I tell my patients to think of it like tending a garden. You're watering the roots, softening the soil, and inviting growth. One man, Harold, 70, said, "It's subtle, but it's coming back." And that means everything. There's something deeply personal about feeling sensation return. It's not just physical, it's emotional, even spiritual. Because that part of your body isn't just skin and muscle. It's connected to memory, to intimacy, to confidence. When men start to feel again, they often describe it as waking up. And that brings us to one of the most overlooked, but absolutely essential parts of this journey, your skin. 5. Nourishes and protects thinning, aging skin. You may not hear this talked about much, but after 60, men experience a steady decline in skin thickness and moisture, especially in the groin region. I've had men tell me it's dry, or it cracks if I'm not careful, or even it feels like it's shrinking. That's not in your head. It's biology. As testosterone drops and collagen production slows, the skin in that area becomes thinner, more fragile, and more prone to irritation. And most men have never once thought about moisturizing or protecting it. But the truth is, weak skin doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It also affects how well your nerves work, how blood flows, and how safe your body feels during intimacy. It's a deeply hydrating oil that doesn't just sit on top like lotion. It penetrates multiple layers of skin and locks in moisture while reducing inflammation underneath. Think of it like giving your skin a suit of armor that's soft, flexible, and healing at the same time. No chemicals. No synthetic additives. Just pure, plant-based nourishment. I worked with a patient named Carl, 74, who was hesitant at first. "I've never put anything like that down there," he joked. But after 2 weeks, he called to tell me, "The dryness is gone." And honestly, I feel more confident just knowing I won't tear or itch anymore. That's a small but powerful shift. Healthy skin supports the whole system: blood flow, sensation, and confidence. But remember, none of these benefits show up by magic. You have to apply castor oil the right way, with the right technique at the right time. And that's what we're going to cover next. 6. How to use castor oil properly and safely. By now you understand what castor oil can do: improve circulation, soften scar tissue, calm inflammation, revive nerve sensation, and protect delicate skin. But if you don't use it the right way, you won't get those results. In fact, this is where most men go wrong. They hear about the benefits, maybe try it once or twice, then stop because they don't see immediate changes. Healing doesn't happen in one night. It happens through care and consistency. Let me walk you through the exact method I teach my patients. First, make sure you're using high-quality, cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. You want the real thing: no fragrances, no additives, nothing diluted. Warm the bottle slightly by placing it in a bowl of hot water for a few minutes. You don't need it hot, just pleasantly warm to the touch. Then pour a small amount into your hand and begin gently massaging it into the skin, starting at the lower abdomen, moving down to the base and along the shaft. Use slow, circular motions, not with force, but with presence. This isn't a chore. It's a moment of care. Take 3 to 5 minutes, ideally before bedtime. After that, apply a warm compress. You can use a damp washcloth heated in the microwave or one of those reusable heat packs on low heat. Place it gently over the area for about 15 to 20 minutes. This helps the oil penetrate deeper into the tissue, encouraging blood flow and softening any tightness or scarring. Then simply let it absorb. There's no need to wash it off unless there's residue. Do this 3 to 4 nights a week, consistently, and give it at least 4 weeks before evaluating progress. One of my longtime patients, Walter, 69, called it the most surprising ritual of my life. He said, "It's not just that it works. It's that I feel like I'm doing something kind for myself." And that's exactly the mindset we want. Because the goal isn't just repair, it's reconnection. I've been in this field long enough to see a wide range of reactions. Some men want quick fixes. Others feel ashamed for even asking. But the men who get the best results? They're the ones who realize this isn't just about anatomy. It's about identity. It's about confidence. It's about feeling like yourself again, not just in the mirror, but in your bones. And when things start to shift down there, whether it's firmness, sensitivity, or just comfort, it can shake your sense of self. That's why I believe so deeply in natural, consistent self-care. Because your body isn't giving up on you. It's listening. It's responding to how you treat it. Castor oil may seem simple, but it's powerful. And when you use it with intention, it becomes more than a remedy. It becomes a message to your body that says, "I still care. I still believe in healing." I've seen men walk into my office discouraged, thinking they were broken. And I've seen those same men weeks later, standing taller, smiling softer, saying things like, "I feel alive again." That's what this is about. So if you're in that place, if things have changed and you're not sure what to do, start here. Start tonight. Don't wait for things to get worse or for someone else to fix it. You have the tools and you have the time. This is your body. This is your life. And you still have every right to feel good, to feel capable, to feel whole. Now, before we finish, I want to slow things down and talk about something that doesn't often make it into the conversation: emotions. See, most men are taught to deal with physical problems silently. Push through. Don't talk about it. Don't ask for help. But I'll tell you what I've seen. The men who begin to heal physically also start healing emotionally. They feel more grounded, more connected to their partners, and more confident in themselves. This is more than just anatomy. It's about restoring your sense of control, your sense of pride, and your ability to feel whole again. Let me share one more story. A patient of mine named Daryl came to see me at 73. He'd been married for over 40 years. He told me, "It's not that my wife and I aren't close. We are. But it's like there's a wall now. A distance." That distance, he said, came from his loss of confidence and from the subtle but growing discomfort he felt about his own body. Not just function, but how things looked and felt. "I just don't feel like me anymore," he said. That sentence stuck with me. We talked for a while. I explained how changes in blood flow, tissue tone, and nerve response are all part of aging, but not irreversible. I showed him the castor oil protocol. He agreed to try it, not because he was desperate, but because he realized he'd stopped giving his body the attention it deserved. A few weeks later, Daryl returned. He didn't say much at first, but then he looked up and said, "I feel like I've been reintroduced to myself." That's the kind of shift I hope every man gets to experience. This is a moment to step out of shame and into curiosity. To ask yourself, what could change if I gave my body the kind of care I used to think it didn't need? What if healing is still possible, even now? And just to be clear, castor oil isn't a replacement for everything. There are times when medical treatment, hormone support, or deeper evaluation is necessary. But what I love about this approach is that it's accessible, it's non-invasive, and it supports your body's natural healing systems. It's not about pushing your body. It's about inviting it back into balance. Now let's answer a few common questions I get. 1. Is it safe to use long-term? Yes. Castor oil has been used topically for centuries. As long as you're not allergic and you're using a high-quality product, it's extremely safe for ongoing use. If you ever feel irritation, stop and reassess the brand you're using. Some lower-quality oils contain additives or contaminants that shouldn't be in such a sensitive area. 2. Can I use it every night? You can. Many men start with 3 or 4 nights per week and then increase or decrease based on how they feel. This isn't about force. It's about consistency. Trust your body. 3. Do I need the heat every time? Heat helps. It improves absorption and stimulates blood flow. But if you're traveling or can't do the full setup, even just the massage with warm oil can offer benefits. The most important part is showing up and doing it with intention. For how long before I notice results? Some men feel a change in the first week, especially warmth and better comfort. But the deeper changes like firmness, sensitivity, or shape often take 4 to 6 weeks. Be patient. Progress happens in layers. Small shifts add up to big results. 5. Is it okay to do this even if I'm not sexually active? Absolutely. This isn't about performance alone. It's about circulation, comfort, skin health, and feeling at home in your body again. Whether you're partnered or not, your body still deserves care. The truth is, most men have never been taught how to maintain this part of their health. It's not something we grow up learning. We take care of our teeth, our eyes, our heart, but our reproductive health is usually ignored until something goes wrong. Let's change that. Let's normalize care. Let's treat our bodies like they matter, because they do. And if this feels awkward or unfamiliar, that's okay. You're not alone. I've walked hundreds of men through this process, and most of them start out feeling skeptical or even uncomfortable. But once they see how their body responds, they realize this isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about waking up what's been sleeping. And when it wakes up, when you feel that spark returning, when your body responds and your mind quiets, that's when the real healing begins. Now I want to leave you with something simple but powerful. Most men over 60 who come to see me aren't looking for perfection. They're not asking to feel like they did at 20. What they really want is to feel alive again, to feel connected to themselves, to feel respected by their own body, not betrayed by it. And that's not too much to ask. There's something deeply affirming about taking control over your own healing. You're not waiting on someone else to give you permission. You're not outsourcing your well-being to a bottle of pills. You're saying, I believe my body still knows how to heal, and that belief alone carries weight. That belief can shift how you walk, how you sleep, how you show up in your relationships. And no, castor oil isn't magic. It won't reverse 40 years overnight. But it is a tool. A natural, time-tested tool that helps your body do what it already wants to do, restore balance. And when that balance begins to return, the spark comes with it. I've seen it time and time again. So here's what I want you to take away from all this. Start simple. Get the right oil. Warm it. Massage it gently. Apply heat if you can. Do it 3 to 4 nights a week. Give it time. Let your body respond. Don't rush it. Don't overthink it. Just stay consistent. And while you're doing it, think of it as a quiet commitment to your strength, to your health, and to your right to feel whole again. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. You're not broken. You are a man with a body that still listens. And that body is waiting for care, not criticism. For support, not shame. You've got more life ahead, and it deserves to be lived with vitality and confidence. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and I'm honored to walk this path with you. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep choosing healing. And remember, sometimes the smallest acts of care make the biggest difference.